Rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the video, we sound like soldiers when we... All right, minutes from last meeting.
Look good to me.
Look good to me too.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Speaking of the minutes, so we had quotes presented for a Tahoe and an Interceptor. Did we make a decision at all, or?
No.
No? Okay, we just
No,
kinda
we were
got the
trying to
quotes
get,
and
see if we could, was there one, they have some, and we were trying to put a down payment on one to hold it till the first of the year. Did they go for that or not?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that.
Okay.
But no.
All right,
Anyway, no, we,
Go ahead.
yeah, since you were here, I was gonna brief you anyway. So we got, looking at police vehicles for next year. Kelly, they can order the 25s right now, but they have several 24s in stock
of Tahoes.
of Tahoes. Ford for next year, so that it was, I don't have that paper with me, it was 51.
680.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Fired up my
It's like
computer.
$800, $800 more, or $1,800 more.
Yes, anyway, Ford, he said the problem with Ford is that they don't know when they can enter, like if we said we wanna buy a Ford for next year, they don't know when they can enter that order. And until they enter the order, they don't know when it's gonna come. So it could be like,
6-7 months out.
it could come in
Okay.
December of next year.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I don't wanna deal with waiting all that
Yeah,
time.
that's why we,
Yeah.
But anyway, so they have some 24 Tahoes on the ground right now. We could order a 25, but it's gonna be a 6 to 8% price increase for next year. So I did check with them about holding the Tahoe. They have a thing where they'd have to charge us an extra $1,000. It's
To hold
called
money
a-
ahead.
Better than 7 or 8%.
Yeah,
over a
yeah, we're
25.
still
It's
way
called
money ahead.
when he told me this, I said, are you for real? It is called a floor plan interest.
Yeah,
So they have to charge you per month, and since the vehicle's already there. they have to ch-
8% puts it at 53.8.
yeah, so we're way money ahead.
Yeah.
So I do have he sent me a contract Friday, so if that's something you wanna do, the mayor would have to sign this contract, I could send it back to him. They'll hold the vehicle till 1st of January when we can cut the check.
Silly question, is the money there for the truck?
Yeah, for this, for next year, yeah.
I mean, is it there now?
We could put money down on it, yeah.
They're just saying we have to pay $1,000.
You're paying
$1,000
for the vehicles.
We
from
don't
the
have to
top.
put any money down on it,
No.
just
Oh.
$1,000.
Oh, then, yeah.
So-
We have no money due right now. When we cut a check, if we buy this vehicle, if we cut a check in January, it'll be for
$1,000 more than 40,965.
$50,873.
Well, my question is asking if, I know it's not in the budget for theirs this year, but they didn't use a lot out of their,
Just pay the whole thing now?
pay the whole thing now.
That's a
and
great
now-
question, yeah.
Yeah, but we're just, what we're
I just
paying.
wanted to ask, I don't know if there was the money there for theirs or not. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, but where we paid that out of, it's not like it was coming out of where they normally pull it out of, it was coming out of like the debt edit fund or whatever, so I don't know.
That might get sticky with the state, or
You
the,
get to reappropriate funds and stuff. I didn't know if Bean didn't spend a lot of the
Yeah, I don't know if you-
staffing, personal, you didn't do a lot of payroll in
Mm-hmm.
the police department, if there was money there, just to
Yeah, it's not what they told.
reappropriate it. It's a little different, but I didn't know. I just asked him.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean,
I'm not-
literally, it's a month and a half.
yeah.
Time it's all said and done, you're paying an extra $1,000 for a month.
Let you look at that.
But if the money's there, just buy the thing now, you save it those $1,000.
He's the money man.
Yeah, I know, I mean, it's a month, which
Floor-
sucks, but,
Floor plan interest, does that mean that's the $1,008 to hold it? To hold the
Yeah.
24 model?
yeah.
And we would get it January 1 instead of,
Who knows?
Correct, I'm just, if you can buy it now,
Yeah.
you just get it now,
Yeah,
and you wouldn't be able to outfit it, it'd just be parked down there until you get it outfitted for next year.
He said there's several departments already that have done this floor plan interest, so they can
Yeah.
get their vehicle January instead of waiting.
I mean, it's in the budget for $1,000. I think you should just do that instead of trying to squeeze it in there.
Yeah, that'd be better. I think that would be better than trying to move money around and stuff like that. But that's a good thought.
Yeah, if it was there, I mean, I know you guys,
I'm gonna check right now and see how much.
it doesn't
Okay.
park, it's been nearly the normal, I mean, it was way less than normal.
Okay. While he's doing that, anything else?
We opened, yes, we advertised for the new police officer, the lateral police
Okay.
officer.
Yeah.
I've had 3 inquiries, 2 have sent me resumes, which I've got in a folder. So I think November, the last week of November is the end date, so I'll give
Okay.
that folder to you guys,
Okay,
when that comes.
fantastic.
We've had 2 just in the week, and we had 1 on the first day.
You probably wanna, that when I got it sent out to the paper, I didn't realize that the due date was at the end of this month on the 25th. So they're gonna run it. I don't know how long it's gonna take to run it in the paper. I was gonna say, I don't know if you wanna make a decision right away, cause I put it in the paper for 4 weeks.
Oh, that's
So I don't know if you wanna leave it open for a little bit longer after that, and see if anybody else from the, paper gets onto it.
Other than
Yeah.
that, they approved the handgun purchase last meeting. Those are on order.
See that?
I did receive a text message from an officer that's off on the injury.
Okay.
He has 6 weeks left till he goes back to his surgeon to get cleared to come to work.
Okay. Okay.
So, other than that,
any light duty stuff that we discussed?
well, he's approved for light duty now, but it's desk sitting only. So he can't get up and move around and like to do our, I thought about having to do our evidence stuff, but he'd have to be in and out of the old safe. So I just kind of,
Good call.
I'm gonna let the 6 weeks go by, and when when his doctor says he's ready to come back full duty, then
Yeah.
we'll bring him back. I just don't want something to happen to him.
exactly.
He'll be off for another year or something, but, other than the vehicle, the handguns, and him, that's all I got.
Okay.
So,
All right. And the answer is, if you're still looking, that's okay. Okay, thank you, Brad. This letter was in my desk. Is that just your response to them?
Yes, I need your signature.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I read it. Okay, I'll sign it.
I signed it on the other side with my name on it and sent it in, cause it had to be in by a certain date.
Okay,
But I need your signature on it, and I
Sure.
told them I would
sure.
resubmit it with your signature.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just they needed a response, and they said nothing about it, so.
Ooh.
But
I mean, I think there's money in there. I just don't know how it breaks down. I'd have to look into it more.
I'll email this to you too.
Okay.
Scan it.
So, I've been in contact with Paul Schmucker. He's having some difficulties with getting the entranceway approved through NDOT. He probably won't start building home until spring.
Oh, really?
If you could just put it in there as, well, it's on video. If you could just put it in there as the developer.
I can say you brought that all the way up to the road there. I thought, man,
Yeah, there's specifics that NDOT is requiring. He didn't have the proper, the type of detailed plans didn't meet NDOT's requirements. He just had to, so.
is everything good out, is everything tested out there? Haven't been tested anything yet.
They pressure tested the water line, which is good. There's been no back tees done on it yet. They have chlorinated it, and it's been sitting out probably for a good month and a half. The manual test is passed for the sewer. The pressure for the sewer is passed. We did 3/4 of the manholes on the vacuum test, and they were basically just told to stop because they gotta raise them all 8 inches, so they have to redo them all again anyway, so I just made them stop. So there's no need to do it in the last 3 or 4, redoing them all again, so.
And they're putting in the correct, most recent, fire hydrant design that we
Yep.
like in there, okay, good.
Fire, all that stuff, all that's gotta be raised, every bit of it. I mean, they have a mess.
Yeah.
They really do. I mean, the services, the curb boxes gotta be raised, the
Yeah.
valve stacks gotta be raised, hydrants all gotta be raised.
How did that,
How did they do that?
The road went, I don't know what happened somewhere, somebody, it wasn't the people who did the work. I think it was the people who did the survey work. I don't know if that's the case or not, I'm afraid to say that, I don't know the correct answer, but they had to raise the road 8 inches from what it was originally set in there when they put everything in. So, that throws everything off. I mean, they got everything in there to grade, and now 8 inches.
well,
throws
the lots are
everything
gonna be off then too.
off. Well, they had to lower the lots, half the lots had to be lowered also, so somewhere, somebody, I don't know who
Wow.
or where or what happened. That's why you kinda see them come in with the big heavy equipment after everything was out and brought a bunch of back. They were lowering
Wow.
lots. But everything was off, they raised everything and lowered stuff, so, to my knowledge, the ponds and everything were fine, that all
Yeah.
that's been good.
Yeah, the ponds have the riprap around them.
Yeah, they were doing
and
all that this week.
Some of the swales are put in with the grass seed planted and all that, yeah.
Yeah, so all that, to my knowledge, all that is good to go for the county and all that's good, but everything else, like I said, you can't, a valve box, you can't just come and put a riser in a valve box, you gotta dig it up and put an extension on the bottom, in the middle or the bottom, so every one of them gotta be dug up.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, they'll bring a little vac in and, you know,
Yeah.
it won't be like it's
Right.
painful, but I mean, still, it's, you can do every one of them, so.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you have anything?
Okay, we talked about that, that was done.
Sorry.
Yeah. The, other one's completed on everything, as for testing wise. Phase 2 of Astor Point is green lighted, they can, I think the gas has gone in already,
Wow.
and I think they're putting power in right now.
Fantastic.
Say that again, what are we talking about?
Astor Point, Phase 2. As in the city side, everything has been cleared, their city's good.
Okay.
So all their testing has passed over there and everything, so.
Okay.
The leaf pickup, we were busy, we were down a guy last week and we were busy, I know people are hollering, they didn't get their leaves picked up, but they did get leaves picked up, not everybody, we didn't get everybody, but, so, they're out already this week, we'll get them picked up, but. Now we got several calls that they get their leaves picked up by the end of the week, you know, so.
Fort
what it
Wayne does
is.
it twice in the whole season, so.
Huh?
Fort Wayne does it twice in the whole
Well,
season.
that's what I told, Kim, I was like, they're used to having them picked up every day. Most time we get them picked up, the whole city gets picked up almost every day. They got used to it, and we got, I mean, I was on it for almost 4 hours one day, picking up, and it, just never got caught back up. When you miss 2 days, it takes a while to get caught back up.
Yeah.
Especially the 2 days we missed, because 70-80 degree weather, everybody's out raking,
Yeah.
so,
100-mile-an-hour winds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it is what it is, they'll get them all picked up this week, if not, we'll get the majority of picked back up, so. And then, I did ask Adam to send in the final bill, did that make it here yet? Okay, maybe the engineers finally got it, he thought he paid the last one already for the high school lift station. He already thought it was turned in, but
He did?
he thought it was already turned in, but we don't have it. I told him we don't have it, so. Cause he still owed quite a bit of money, I thought, so. And then me and Kevin went over the utility, water and sewer budgets. I didn't get to look at the second set you sent me. I was already mobile, time I got to look at them.
No worries, I figure you can check that out, and if you wanna adjust anything, and then next one, we can send it out to them or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Let you guys see it, it was just a rough draft.
Yeah,
Or
so
not,
we-
I mean, it wasn't a rough draft, it was just a draft, if something else needs to be changed.
yeah.
Not like anything's ever final until it's in the
Well, as I
computer.
said, that one's just for all our benefit, so it works out nice. And then the other thing, last thing I got, did you give me a price for the tiller? Forgot, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
The tiller we got a few years back is basically, we put it through the ringers, so I mean, it was a little bit, but I did have John go get me prices to replace the one we had. I did ask Kevin last meeting, but he got a price for the woods, and he wants the 60 inch, he wants the smaller of the two, so we can get into more backyards easier with it. And the price is, looks like it's $3,496.67.
Say it again? 3,000?
$496.67. I think.
What is this for?
It's a tiller for the back of the John Deere.
Oh, okay.
I know we ordered. I only had that one about 4 or 5 years, I think.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
Yeah, and recently we've had some pretty big areas we've had to do, and we put it through. We put it through the ringers here this year, but that's for a woods down here at John Deere. So
I'll get you a price.
yeah, so the little one and the higher one. So he said he wanted the smaller one that fits it's just wider than the back of his John Deere tractor. He goes, any bigger, he has a hard time getting into certain places with it. So we got a lot of area to till at the moment from our 101 water project expedition out there, trying to find a water main break. So we got the whole roadside to till up. So that's why he was wanting to get a hold of one. So that's really where he broke it at out there. So he started it and it just went. So he's usually pretty good about fixing and keeping that stuff up to snuff. He broke the shaft right on it and it just tore the gearbox up. So
That fine, dry, hard clay.
oh yeah, and it's
It's not dry this time of year, is it?
So we're waiting on another quote then.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
Yep. Okay.
And then I think that's all I have. I'm working on getting prices for Core Street lift station just to get the pumps, and then I'm also working on getting prices for the water plant high service bowls out there again. They're getting to that 5 or 6 year period again. Our water starts chewing that impeller up pretty good. So
Okay.
these actually made a little bit longer than the last ones have, but I'm starting to see the fade off at the water plant now quicker. So but I think it's everything I have. So
What was the last thing you said? The Core Street lift station pump? And what was the last thing?
The bowls at the high service pumps at the water plant, the impellers. Usually I replace the impeller, but like the last 2 times we've done it, it's been cheaper just to purchase the whole thing. So. I did order the televalve for the wastewater plant, but it's 4 to 6 weeks out. So, which really stinks because we're getting the winter time and we need that down before winter. So, and it's empty, but we're working on one, makes it a little rougher.
The leak detection system, so they're gonna get you those, and then right after the new year, we're gonna pay for those, right?
Yeah, they're working on that middle of December. He said everything's pretty much quick setup. So he said about middle of December he'll get with me again and we'll get that all ordered in. So.
Okay.
How many sensors are we getting? Like 6 or
19, 18?
More, yeah, it's a lot.
Original
Yeah,
quote was
probably
10, and we added 8 or 9 more. Yeah, can't remember. It might have been 8 or 9. 8 or 9. I don't remember the exact number.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And those are mobile, so you can reposition.
We can
other places.
reposition them.
Yeah.
They recommend them staying in there for a month, 2 months, so you get a good
Gotcha.
signal and then move them. But so, but yeah,
I think those will come in handy.
I sure hope they do.
So if they work good this year, we can order 20 more,
Yeah, and you start adding and moving and adding.
add them to your system, so you're not constantly moving them around.
Yeah, and they did make a suggestion too, which was in additions ever come back in, you make them purchase every valve. You know, they'll have every addition like these over here have 5 or 6 valves in them. You make it part of their deal. They order the $800 unit and they're all set already on there, and you don't have to worry about them. It's like, it's not a bad idea. So,
Okay, wait, you mean the valve to turn on the water and shut off the water for each parcel?
Yeah,
For
well,
each
no,
connection?
the main,
Oh.
main valves.
Oh, the main,
Mains,
okay.
just the mains, yeah.
All
So
right.
usually, there's usually 4 or 5 new ones that go in.
Uh-huh.
That's usually all go in these additions.
Ah, I
You know,
got you,
so,
okay.
you know, just kind of add that to their thing. Yeah,
their-
you put these in, this is part of what we
Yeah.
want.
Mhm.
And that addition's already done, you don't have to worry about it, you know. Obviously, hopefully there's never a leak in that area, but
Right.
it's already in there for, you know, life of the thing. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. Anything else?
That's it.
No. Another thing we have in the agenda email is a couple of quotes from FSG. One of them is for doing a sewer study to analyze out-of-city rates as opposed to in-city rates. Their proposal is $6,500 to do that. And we talked before that would come out of sewer. Kevin, if I remember correctly, you said the money was there for that, to pay for that?
Yeah, I think we should be okay with the professionals, yeah.
Professional services, okay. So,
This is, which one is this one, Joe?
this one's the sewer one, wastewater review.
What did we just have Baker Tilly do?
They looked at financial management, so they looked at the, past money that we've had, what we have coming in, and then what we're gonna have going forward. And that tells you, as an overview, do you need to raise rates? How are things looking? How long are you good for? Or I think if we would have, I think this is something different. I think this is the actual rates of where we're at.
They didn't analyze what the rates should be outside the city as opposed to inside
Correct.
the city.
Yeah, they didn't analyze anything, any of the new additions coming in, or the sewer stuff that we wanna add on, the hydrant we added on, they didn't analyze any of that. That's just what we've had, where we're at, and how far out, whatever that is, 27 or 28 it went out to.
Every community's doing this now, out of city rates. Going to my mayor's roundtables and everything, every community that I talk to, it's like, why aren't you doing it if you're not doing it?
Should be done every
You know,
couple of years.
yeah, so. And I'm not doing it because of that, I'm just saying that this is a normal thing to do. And it's only right because, city of Woodburn residents pay from a third from water, a third from sewer, and a third from the property tax that goes in. And out-of-city residents only pay from their utility bill, so they're not contributing as much as in-city residents, so.
That's for both, is that for both these?
One. Each
That's
one's
for one, 6,500 for the wastewater review.
Okay.
The next one I have is for them to look into, when I say look into, for them to analyze what the rate for individual hydrant fees should be for the connected residents outside of the city. Instead of doing the bulk collection from the township trustee, we're doing it, we're switching it over to have the residents pay, or the people that are connected to Woodburn Utilities have that hydrant fee on their bill.
So these are 6,500 each for these?
That is also 6,500, yep.
So they're doing a rate, they're gonna do a rate consultant, this one, you're gonna make sure we add
Yep.
the hydrants into this study.
So legally, we can just arbitrarily just add the fee, just like City of Woodburn, to everybody. We could do that. Our city attorney recommended that we have a study done in case somebody came back and said, hey, how did you come up with this price? Why are you charging this amount? We have some backing, so he recommended that, so.
Do we need to approve these?
Do a question.
Yes.
If, with this, because I think this is a great idea, we need to sit down and do a working session at some point in time before these guys move on a 5-year plan of what we're thinking, water and sewer wise.
Yeah,
Cause they're asking us to do a 5-year capital improvement plan,
Yeah.
we didn't know which direction we're wanting to move,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, so we need to make sure we have that available for them to be able to do their study.
That as part of our 5-year.
Yeah, cause we're past what we talked about last time, so, we did what, did we do last year, or 2 years ago?
Pizza party,
Well, we sat in here at a table and had, it's been a few years ago.
workshop.
Yeah,
been a couple-
yeah.
It's been
we're-
2 years, 3
yeah.
years.
We need to have a workshop session where we do sit down and everybody kind of make a wish list and we figure out what we want and how we want to work that out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Brad should be doing one too, where he wants to move forward to too.
So what you're suggesting to us is that we make sure we add this into,
It's in here already. They're saying a 5-year
Yeah.
improvement plan.
no, I mean, okay, yeah,
It's in here, but we need to do,
We need to talk.
we
about it
Yeah.
as a
need
group.
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that before these guys come in and say,
So that we,
yeah, so we can.
they
hand
know
it to
what
them.
we're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of just one, hey, we need this too, we're like, and we kind of just write stuff down, don't have an idea, we need to.
Yep.
Get together and powwow that out and
It'll be a little bit of growing pains switching to FSG, but I think we're gonna have a better relationship with them.
we've had that before.
Not that, yeah, I know, yep. Not that we don't have a good relationship with Baker Tilly, I think this is the correct way to go for us.
So you're saying do this workshop basically, get in a plan of what we wanna go to and then give it something to them, that way they know where we're looking to go to, so they can work that in with this?
Yes.
Yeah, cause they're going to wanna take what we're wanting to plan, obviously if it's a great big huge, that's total different ballgame, but even the small stuff, hey, we know we're gonna need to put this water tower, they're gonna figure that out and say, okay, well, we need to start collecting money, or your rates are gonna need to go to this over a certain period of time. We just wanna give them guidance on what we want, cause they're not gonna know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So even, and there were small things, there's even, switching our hydrants over to those, the storage nozzles, we talked about that. And, all that stuff costs money that we're not normally spending.
Right.
And, this, all that kind of stuff. Our meter program we switched out,
Gotcha.
even, technically the banding you just switched out would normally been like a 5, we're switching this out. This is what's gonna take to spend, even though we just did that, but there's all these things out there sitting that.
Yep.
What we got planned for the future.
And these are all positive things for the
Mhm.
future that we're planning.
Water main, placing water mains at different places, extending water mains, looping them.
Yeah.
All that comes with a, dollar amount on there, so it's nice to have an idea.
So do they take in, when they do this, I'm assuming they're gonna take in consideration of the new build, all these new houses up here and all these ones that phase 2, they take all that in consideration
Mhm.
too, of going, future wise, okay, you're at this now, but when you have another 150 houses, this is where you'll be at. Cool.
Yeah. My thoughts are we're pretty strong in our utilities, just because the last analyses that we had done, is that a word? And,
It is now.
were done before these additions were planned, so.
Yeah, you
so-
think we'd be in a real good place then with
Yeah.
all the extra houses as well.
Well,
That makes sense.
yeah, I project we will be we won't be hurting, I don't think.
Do you wanna put this up for a vote, or?
Yeah, let's just vote on it. So for the water review regarding hydrants and the sewer review, each are $6,500. One will come out of sewer, one will come out of water. I move to approve those,
I will
to move
second
forward
it.
with those. All those in favor?
Aye.
I will sign those and get those back.
Okay.
Speaking of water tower, I just started discussions with somebody to start talking about what our options are as far as grant funding and all that kind of thing. Okra does have a big grant. We have to meet qualifications for that. Last time we tried for an Okra grant, we were denied because of our the average household income in the city was higher than what it, it needs to be lower than what they acquired. They, don't know how to word that, but they are more favored towards, lower income communities, so hopefully, he told me that the Okra grant for, a project like a water tower is $750,000. So, so, that's something good. There's,
A lot.
yeah, so,
It's actually cheaper than I thought it would be.
say again,
That's cheaper than what I thought.
that's the
That's the
grant.
grant, that's
Oh,
the
that's for the
tower.
grant.
It's not much the tower costs, it's how
Tower's
much the
gotta
grant they have.
be a couple $1,000,000. That was-
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be a couple million.
Yeah. So, we have several options we can use to throw towards that as well, when we start doing that. But I think right now, we're at a point right now where we have to really start planning that.
Yeah.
We're not in an emergency situation, but if we start now, we can get something in place maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah, cause by then you'll be more in an emergency situation.
Yep, because there's gonna be more businesses coming in out there and more houses coming in, and all these houses get built, it's gonna be,
So when do we need one by?
What, tower?
Yeah,
Less than
water
5
tower.
years.
Yeah.
Less than 5
Oh,
years.
yeah, it'd be less than 5,
Yeah.
yeah. Right now, the water plant runs anywhere from 10 to 14 hours a day.
How long do those usually if we contact them tomorrow, we're gonna get on the horn with someone and say, all right, we got the grant, let's move forward with it. How long do those take to build?
Engineering studies and
Oh, yeah, you're good, yeah, there'll be no movement on it next year probably.
I just mean, my question is, year 5 hits, it needs to be built. It's right there. So how far before that do things need to happen?
You'll need to start moving now, you need to move now, start the planning phase now for it, funding phases, once you get in there, cause the engineer's it's gonna be
Good year.
engineer, get the permits from IDEM, all the state required permits. It'll be a good year to 2-year project before you actually see it start being built.
yep, thinking pessimistically, starting now, with what I just described, plan on something, a tower to be built and being used 5 years from now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's realistically, right?
Yeah, then you
Maybe
fast
3
track
years
it, you get, you'd have it in 3 years, you get one and move it in. You get it moving faster if you're in emergency mode. But
So we have several unknowns. One unknown is that, can we use the current property where the tower sits now? That's an unknown.
Yep.
Hopefully we can, so if we can't do that, then we gotta think about securing land for
Yeah.
that, so we have several unknowns that we have to work through as well.
That was more or less my question is, are we moving on, are we, like this coming up year 25, is that when we start doing,
discussions start of
get things
getting the
rolling?
preliminary
discussions.
stuff rolling, yeah.
So having an engineering consultant, start looking at the project
We
and,
budgeted for that,
yeah,
that's in there.
so, yeah.
and finding somebody that wants to buy that one.
That's right, you mentioned that before, yeah, maybe we can,
That would be worth $500,000,
Really?
do you think? No?
Oh, if you get someone to buy it.
Never looked one,
I don't
never looked to
really.
buy one before.
They're on Facebook Marketplace.
do they have a machine, like they move trees, they just move a water tower?
Well, the town of Ossian bought VF Goodrich's
Really?
25 years ago.
Really?
Remember they used to have a water tower out there?
Yeah, eBay? I don't even know where do you even advertise for something like that at? I mean, I suppose that'd be
Well,
something,
these conferences that he goes to.
conferences, yeah, you'd have to ask around and,
We're selling a water tower.
We got a water tower for sale.
yeah, you take, out of your shirt, buy a water tower? You know.
Well, if not, we could always cut it up and go to Omnisource.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Okay,
Cool.
that's all I have, and I suppose, you had quotes for new computers on there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that has to be approved by these guys, but we can talk about that as well.
Go ahead.
Caleb must be watching.
What'd he say?
Water towers on eBay, LOL.
Well, good, so what do you want to talk about, computers? So I did text Caleb,
Okay, good.
about the computers.
Yep.
So I have in there for, all 5 of the, council members and these 2 guys for an iPad and a case, and the Apple Care, which is like the insurance on it, and then a Surface laptop for you guys, since you guys set it down at a actual desktop and use it. Caleb said he thinks that it'd be a good idea to use the iPads, right? I thought it'd be a good idea, he agreed or approved.
Mhm.
iPads are just easier to keep track of, especially for, no offense, the older guys, not you guys, the less tech
Well,
savvy members who have them.
when Kevin and I sat down and talked, we thought, we were thinking that the most use you guys use these for is email and the reports and things. Do you guys use them for anything else other than that? So the iPad would
2
be
times a month.
2 times a month, okay. So an iPad with the keyboard, would probably
Yeah.
most sufficient. That's what we were thinking.
It lets
Those
you
are only a
guys,
couple $100.
yeah, at least it lets you, it's about half the cost of the Surfaces too.
Yeah.
And at least gives you guys a keyboard, that way if you do have to reply back, you're not using an on-screen keyboard. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but, yeah, like half the cost of the Surfaces with the keyboards too, so.
How many years have we had these?
4
You
years.
got them in 2020?
2020, yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, we got that COVID money, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the good thing about an iPad too, is an iPad's probably gonna last you longer than 4 years as well.
What happens with these? Did it give us anything?
I asked Caleb, I said, I'd tell him to sell them on eBay, but I
Get
don't know.
eBay.
I don't know, I mean, they're old,
Yeah.
so I don't know, I mean, you're not gonna be able to get much for them. And I don't even know where you, again, maybe call one of, call a different city and ask them, but, yeah, I mean, a 4-year-old computer's gonna be a tough sell.
I think they
Yeah,
could be
like-
re-imaged and, I mean, even though they're old, I mean, they have Windows 11, which is the latest one on them. If they're re-imaged with the latest stuff, I mean,
There's nothing on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's,
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'd be
your
interested
guys
in
don't
buying
have,
it.
but mine,
Look at my
mine's
screen,
loaded.
my screen's full of stuff. Yeah, see, mine's full of stuff.
Check emails and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you
See
could
mine?
probably get a longer use out of the iPads for the council members and these guys too.
Yeah.
The operating system that's on an iPad is not Windows. I mean, that thing, the Windows can run a ton of programs. An iPad, you're gonna be a little bit more limited, but it's not like you guys don't even have something where you'd even use all the power that Windows would have anyway, so.
So, the reason why I asked them is because would theirs come out of utilities?
Mhm.
Utilities, the police budget and all that stuff?
Yeah, we have money in the utilities, and we have some money also in the civil funds for it too, but under the computers.
Theirs should come out of utilities.
Yeah.
Yours should be split up between all of them.
Yep, yep.
Mine's split up between all of them.
Yep.
It's,
But theirs specifically is set up just for, they only use them for the utility side, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
but we have money in all those funds
Yeah.
of things that were, and then I think, Nick was saying that Kim needed a new computer, so we were kinda talking about that. I told him maybe wait till the next year, and then I talked to you about it and I asked you about it, and the consensus with you was, I believe, you were gonna talk to, not Nick, Caleb. And then, I don't know, something kinda got pushed aside or got delayed. So, early next year, but I think we have it budgeted too, if you guys wanna get them. I think we could probably, if you wanna get with Caleb and get them ordered. And then these, I was gonna get this year, cause we still have money in the budget this year, for the computers and hardware stuff. So I was gonna get this new stuff in this year, since we have money left in there. And then anything you two need, SCADA or any of that system you need over there, or any of your guys' stuff. I know you said you had a couple at the office and the ones in the computer. I don't know if those need replaced or how old they are, but we could always get those too. I mean, we only have like 2 months left or whatever, but I'm sure you can get them ordered and going and then bill us in the new year. And then that'll take care of basically everything across the board. If everyone's all right with that.
Yeah, I know I've already talked with you before, but mine's 4 years old. I know a lot of stuff on mine for it to go down.
Do you want another Surface like that? or an iPad will work with you too. I completely forgot about you, I'm sorry.
I don't think he needs, he said he's already got it in the car.
You use
He
one,
doesn't need-
in the car and at the
I
office, you have
just
one?
brought it, I'm running updates on it.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't been on for months.
I'm sorry, I didn't even know you had one. I don't know if how
No,
often
I
you brought
don't,
it.
I don't need one.
Okay,
I don't-
so yeah.
Alright.
Those prices, a couple of these, the iPads and the cases were on sale. But, I mean, they shouldn't fluctuate much. They were $100 off. I don't know if they're still on sale, or even if so, even if we wait probably a little, if they're not on sale, wait another month right before Christmas, and I'm sure they'll be back on sale.
Okay, you put them, we had the money in the budget already for them, right?
Yeah, we just catch it at the right time.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We'll just save them and use them at the water plant.
Huh?
We'll just save them and use it at the water plant.
Yeah.
That's where all the used computers go.
No, you buy a water tower, you get free computers.
The environment at the water plant itself is not conducive to any computer that's in there.
Right.
So it
Moisture and all that.
It tends to, we tend to burn through
Destroy
them a lot. Like we've gone through, everyone's ever been switched out here, we take that, I shouldn't say we, Caleb's guys take it out there, we put the program in it and plug it back in, and we go. So we got 2 or 3 of those. I don't know if there's a work there, but I'm sure, let's switch them over to work out that way too, so.
That's another thing, if we do a new water tower with that, should the project be, either remodeling the station there, or would it be building a new station, or what do you think?
You mean for the lab down here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think when we were originally talking about that, when me and Dan, we had that one conversation, was we built the tower and literally built a lab, new lab right next to it, and just tear that one down. That one would go away. But yeah, that was part of the talk of throwing that in the project with the water tower, and that way it's got the housing for the internet system that's in there, and everything else will just have its own room, its own stuff. This was not so bad for computers anymore. I mean, it's not, that environment's fine, it's the one out at the high school, you know, it's a damp environment. Every time the plant runs, it's moisture in there. I mean, and chlorine is in that building. It's corrosive to anything that's in there. We go through a lot of computers out there, but we have spare ones that, you know, we've used. Like we've even used a couple of yours, the little black boxes we had at one point in time. We've been using all those up that we still have laying around here because they're still good. We didn't get rid of them. I mean, so they just reprogram one and stick a new one out there. So.
Couple thoughts came to mind while you were talking. So I remember we discussed repainting the Woodland Tower at one point. Is that getting desperately needed? Okay, so we need to figure out budgeting for that too. And you said that's $1 million to paint one?
You know, you do that one. You probably got both of them to do.
But I was just thinking, would we still have to do this one?
Well, depending how far you're out on
Yeah,
them. I mean,
yeah.
you know, they're both hit on the item inspection report to be
Okay.
done, but
Okay.
they can't really force you if you don't have the money for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Grable just repainted both of theirs.
Yeah.
They were just shy of $1 million a piece.
To paint it?
Well, because it's not just painting. You paint the outside, you paint the inside, but it all has to be brought up to OSHA's code. So you have to put a new catwalk up there. You put a new catwalk on top of the bowl. There's a lot more to it. That's the problem with going to do something quick and easy. Water tower, you know, with the bowl. Right now, if you go up there and walk up the water tower, you walk up this way. There's no protection other than you being strapped in. Well, now they don't do that. You go up and you got a catwalk that's across the top, and it's catwalked around. I mean, there's ours here. You have to unhook yourself to go over the top of the rail. Like the most dangerous part, you unhook yourself to climb on top of the tower. So now you have to put a gate in, so you open the gate to walk in there now while you're still hooked up. All that has to be redone when you go to paint any of these towers. Inside ladders, all got to be redone. New cables. There's actually ladders on the inside of those towers too.
Yeah.
So all that OSHA requirement stuff, just
Just grants for that kind of stuff too?
I suppose so.
Hope so.
they're expensive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But those are things that, you know, again, we start doing a tower, we can wait 2 or 3 years, it needs done, but can you wait a couple years and throw it in the same project?
Throw it in
Yeah.
painting that one and not painting this one, and,
Yeah, you try to get those all in one big project,
yeah.
and you knock them all at the same time. As you're building one here, you paint one out, you're painting one here, and this one's built, you paint it, and you take the other one down, you don't have to worry about painting this one then. It's not fun, they're not fun, I mean, the system runs real weird during the whole time you're painting them, just towers are empty, one tower's empty, and so your pressures are going crazy,
No fires.
hopefully no fires.
What are you thinking they're gonna recommend, like a 500,000 gallon, or, for replacing this one?
At minimum, yeah. I mean, I would tell you,
I mean, they'll get us 400 more thousand,
yeah, but I'd tell you, yeah, if you go, at minimum, you'd be 500,000 gallons, yeah.
half a million gallon,
Yeah.
okay,
Just cause if you're gonna keep growing,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's other stuff, once you
But
start doing that,
Is
you
that
gotta
gonna be
start.
enough if we keep growing though? you know?
Bigger's better.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, that's where the consultants and engineering consultant will put the numbers and data together, and you guys had an odd 2 years, your customer base jumped
Yeah,
drastically in the last year and a half, 2 years,
mhm.
from the steady, the slow, steady pace you had before, so it was a very unique year, the 2 years we've had, which, we haven't seen that in a long time, so you haven't had much, I mean, you went from doing 200,000 gallons a day to averaging almost 300,000 gallons a day. It's 100,000 gallons extra you're averaging a day.
In 2 years from now, it'll be a lot more too.
It'll be
'cause,
400,000, now your plant your plant's only rated at 700, so
Yeah,
you've reached its
you have a bad fire and then
you've
you're
reached its
out,
back,
yeah,
you're reaching
yeah.
its capacity, so that's running 24/7. You don't want a
Yeah.
plant running 24/7.
Yeah.
So
What's it run now? 12, 14 hours?
anywhere from 10 to 14, depending on what time of year it is. Like this winter, it'll run probably about 10 hours a day. With that being said, it also is because we haven't dialed down the VFDs, so it does run a little bit longer instead of at the high rate. So we can't adjust that. It's just right now we've ran that ever since we put the VFDs in. So when we start increasing, that's when we know production's up. So.
All right. You don't have anything else? You good?
I'm good.
Audience member, John, got anything?
Did you figure out if we could buy that or not?
I did get it pulled up, so again, things get kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, there's a line item in there that's for transfers to other funds. So I think they put that in, I think that's in there, so if something else runs low in a different fund, we can move it over, but we're not low in any funds. So I think we could. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think spending the extra 1,000. If it
Better.
was 1,000 a month and we had 3 months left, a couple extra thousand is kind of a lot. But I think since we already budgeted for it next year, so then it'll mess up the budget next year too then.
I agree.
Because then they're gonna look at it and go, we had 50,000 in there for this year, and we don't buy a vehicle, that's not gonna get taken out.
Yeah.
And then when we do the 26 budget, they're gonna assume that we're spending that 50,000, and we're not gonna, and then it's gonna mess up that next financial year.
Yeah.
So, for $1,000, I don't think it's that steep of a fee to
sounds
pay.
good.
Have them hold it.
What's that?
Have them hold it.
Well, it's gotta be your decision.
Have 'em hold it.
Yeah.
So, is there something I have to sign?
Yes,
This one?
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay, $50,873.
Plus outfitting the thing.
Just go to Radio Shack.
You get free batteries from there.
All right, thank you. And did you have anything you wanted to
No, I'm good.
present to the
Nope.
board? Okay, I don't have anything else. Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All's in favor?